Bouncer accused in teen's gruesome slaying. Berlin Christmas market attack suspect killed. Hello, I'm Suhaila Saifuddin with Cuppa News. The main suspect involved in the death of college student Yaakob Nasran outside an entertainment centre last week smiled creepily when he was charged with murder at the Kota Kinabalu Magistrates Court. Muhammad Azmin Lidin, who works as a pub bouncer, was accused of killing 18-year-old Yaakob outside the Mi Siam Thai bar between 3:30 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. on December 15. No plea was recorded. The offence under Section 302 of the Penal Code is not bailable and carries the mandatory death sentence upon conviction. Magistrate Jessica Ambau fixed February 7th for next mention of the case. 5 other suspects, who include 2 car repossessors and a waitress, were still under 1-week remand pending further investigations. It was reported that Yaakob and 7 of his friends saw a couple fighting and tried to stop it. The brawl turned deadly after Yaakob was slashed with a samurai sword while protecting a female friend, while his 19-year-old brother and another friend were injured. The pub has since shut down its operations. At the Johor Bahru Magistrates Court, 2 environmental activists were remanded for 3 days for allegedly posting offensive statements against the Sultan of Johor on Facebook. In a statement by the Johor police, the women, aged 54 and 52, made insulting statements to the Johor royalty deemed detrimental to the country's harmony. Environmental Association PEKA also issued a statement saying that its president Puan Sri Sharifah Sabrina Said Akil and administrative assistant Nurhayati binti Shahrom were detained on Thursday. Their legal counsel Siti Kasim criticised the remand, claiming it was done without thorough investigation.
And this was put forward to the court that they have not shown any single thing. Tidak ada siasatan langsung telah dijalankan, and yet they are asking for remand. So, according to the tried law that we know, that if there's no work have been done by the police, why are you asking for extra extension of time? If work has not been shown, and we have federal case law to show that every single second, minute is important to whoever you arrest, because their liberty is at stake. And you must show that you have done something. But they fail to show anything. And yet, the magistrate allowed 3 days. 3 days. For what? What offence is this?
If convicted, the 2 PEKA activists could face a fine of up to 50,000 ringgit or a jail term of not more than 1 year or both. In Kuala Lumpur, former Attorney General Tan Sri Abdul Ghani Patail was accepted as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. He was accompanied by his wife and son, who had set up a new law firm named Ghani Patail Chambers in KL Central a few months ago. When approached by reporters, Ghani refused to comment on Raja Petra Kamaruddin's article, which claimed that former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad had used both him and former IGP Tan Sri Musa Hassan to imprison Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim in 1998.
I have nothing to say except that I'm starting a new career.
Ghani has been keeping a low profile since his termination in July last year amid the 1MDB saga. After months of investigations, the Health Minister finally revealed that the fire which killed 6 patients at Sultanah Aminah Hospital in Johor Bahru was sparked by a faulty capacitor in one of the ceiling lights. Datuk Sri Dr. S. Subramaniam told a press conference in Segamat that the burning capacitor came into contact with some combustible materials lying underneath the ICU ward floor. This caused the fire to spread quickly. He said the findings were based on results by various authorities. The hospital is currently closed for repair works and will reopen in the next 6 months. On October 25th, a fire broke out just before 9 a.m. at the hospital's ICU, claiming the lives of 4 female and 2 male patients. It was initially believed that sparks from an electrical point on a wall had caused the fire. Meanwhile, evidence is being gathered to help investigators determine the cause of the RMAF aircraft crash in Penang. According to Air Force Chief General Datuk Sri Afandi Buang, the accident happened after the Beechcraft B-200T aircraft was on a roll and taking off. He, however, declined to elaborate when asked if a mayday call was made. Earlier, Afandi and Defence Minister Datuk Seri Hishamuddin Hussein visited RMAF Captain Y. Lake and Sergeant Muhammad Sofi Azizan at Penang Hospital, two of the three victims who survived the crash on Wednesday. Also making headlines, a 25-year-old Nepalese worker died on Monday in a horrifying industrial accident. According to reports, the incident took place at a cardboard factory in Section 33 Shah Alam. The victim reportedly used his foot to push boxes into shredding machine, but his shoe got caught. He was being dragged into the machine until a co-worker switched it off and contacted the emergency services. Shares in Felda Global Ventures Holdings Berhad (FGV) fell 5% in the morning session after EPF said it no longer has any stake in the palm plantation group. The pension fund, which was among the cornerstone investors in Felda's IPO in 2012, had held 3.85% in Felda as of March 18 and was its seventh biggest shareholder. In a statement, FGV Group President and CEO Datuk Zakaria Arshad said the group respects the views of their shareholders and shall continue with their focus on core business among others. The Tunisian man suspected of killing 12 people with a truck at a Berlin Christmas market was killed in a shootout with police in Milan. A short video posted on the Facebook page of Milano Today suggested the shooting happened before dawn, with police gathered around a cordon-off area in the dark. According to the reports, the suspect, Anis Amri, was stopped in his car around 3 a.m. for what was a routine identity check. He pulled out a pistol and shootout ensued, in which he was shot. Amri had been missing since escaping after Monday's attack, which left 12 people dead. He had links to Italy, having arrived in the country from his native Tunisia in 2011. Amri had been identified by security agencies as a potential threat and had his application for asylum rejected. But authorities had not managed to deport him because of missing identity documents. In other news, the IS released a video purportedly showing two captured Turkish soldiers being burnt alive after Ankara vowed to fight terror in Syria in response to 16 of its troops being killed in battle. The 19-minute video was posted on jihadist websites and was supposedly shot in the IS-declared Aleppo province in northern Syria. Speaking in Turkish, the killer of the two men criticizes Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and calls for destruction to be sowed in Turkey. The US intended to allow the UN Security Council to approve a resolution demanding an end to Israeli settlement building to officials said on Thursday, a major reversal to US practice which prompted Israel to ask President-elect Donald Trump to apply pressure. In a day of intense diplomatic wrangling, Egypt, which had proposed the draft resolution, abruptly put off a vote that had been scheduled for Thursday afternoon. Diplomats said Cairo had acted under pressure from Israel and to avoid alienating Trump. A passenger who verbally accosted Ivanka Trump about her father's policies was removed from a JetBlue flight on Thursday. Matthew Lassner, a Twitter user, said his husband was going to confront Ivanka and her husband after spotting them at the New York's JFK airport. According to TMZ, the passenger, Dan Goldstein, yelled at Ivanka, quote, "Your father is ruining the country. Why is she on our flight? She should be flying private," unquote. Lassner proceeded to post his frustration on Twitter after being told to leave, and his account has since been taken offline. A video showing a man dressed in Darth Vader and Santa Claus outfit playing the bagpipes whilst balancing on a ball made to look like the Death Star has become popular on social media. The man in the video, Brian Kidd from Portland, has been performing with unicycles, bagpipes, fire and other props for 10 years under the stage name The Unipiper. The force is strong with that bagpiper. And that's all we have for today. Have a great weekend and Merry Christmas.